afternoon, everyone. This is our last day of our presentation. It's a presentation about the African literature, and my topic is Wole Soyinka's Dystopian Utopian Vision in a Dance of the Forest. This is my personal details. Wole Soyinka. Wole Soyinka is a Nigerian playwright, poet, and the essayist. He was born on July 13, 1934. He is one of the African most prominent writers, and he's won numerous awards for his works, including the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1986. Soinka's writing often explore theme of politics, cultures, and society within a patriarchal focus on the post-colonial experience in African. He is known for his use language and his innovative approach to literary forms, which includes incorporating elements of Yoruba mythology and folklore into his work. Soyinka has also been a vocal advocate for human rights and democracy, and has been active in political movements throughout his career. He is widely regarded as one of the most important African writers of the 20th century. About the Dance of the Forest play. A Dance of the Forest play was written for a special occasion, the Nigerian independence celebration, October 1960. Let that be our first clue to the meaning of the town delivers of the play are also engaged in the national level. The play is set in the mythical village of the which of the located in the forest of the spirits. The villagers are preparing for a festival to celebrate the end of the era and the beginning of the new one. The festival is meant to be a celebrate of a life and renewal. But it is not also time to re-knocking, as the villagers must confirm that the things of the past and challenges of the future. Another side, the play of the play of the divide of the three act and the past life character, present life character, and divided in the character of the god, ghost, and the human, and the play connected with the past and the present of the Nigerian people. And another side, the play was notable of the use, the symbolism and the metaphor of the explorer of theme of tradition, modernity, modernity and the colonialism. Though the in dereliction between the villagers and the colonists. Soinka highlight the tension and conflict that rise when the different culture come into the contrast with one another. In the novel, the dystopian utopian vision in the Dance of the Forest, uh, the Dayon Jaco sees the structure of the play as a beginning formalistic, extravagant, and as not being controlled, as well as a plodish. As the point to be noted is that geographically exclusive of Soinka's settings as a distance past in the play, hint as the vision of utopianism or dystopianism. While utopian past and the dystopian present is often enunciated as a narrative gesture that consequently lead of the frontiers that is the utopian. The revise that the case in the play. What is the whole Soinga despite of the dystopian past as well as a dystopian present and the future? Another way of the Soinka reject created uh, glorification and the idealization in the African past, based on the negative recognition of reconstruction of the African past, which analytical to the glorification in the work from navigated writer Soinka, instant to the bro the word of Windy Brown, that there are no. the lost way of life and lost course of pursuit. Another of the dystopian because she is instead of confronting problems that have occupied so often in the human uh, communities that they seem almost unavoidable part of human nature. Another side, despite of the dystopian images that polluted Soyinka's play, he still hint at that regeneration of the human world. For instead of the plot, which itself of dystopian, still has utopian elements implied in that connected with the past and the present as the failure of the future. In the play, they start beginning the festival in the forest, and the human characters. Human character recall to the past character, dead man and the dead woman, in connected with the topic. So Wigman see the Wigman says the encyclopedic or dystopic as a work of which writers the present as the failure of the future. A dance of the forest which Soyinka and Wigman explanation or observation by writing past and the present as the failure of the future. This is a event evident as already noted from the past and present violent action of the Soyinka's major characters. This is a play, therefore, in which past and the in the present conflict in the metonically re-agreement of violence and the bloodshed. Soyinka stressed the history of a hopeless past and compared with the definitive present to the forecast a blank future. Another side is the prologue of the Aruni used to the original text. According to the incident of the festivity being to characterized by the social harmonies fate to the withinest is harmony between the between the citizens, between the living and the dead, and the between to the divinities of the tribe. So, for instance, the dead man and the dead woman have come in judgment against the living, whilst the game tries to get right of them. In this reacts Soinka instead that. Aristocrats that have so often characterized human infractions are unavoidable. Another side, it is within the frame of the reference that Soinka dystopian settings of the past, present, and the future of the calamities desire for a utopian future. So the there should the note of the satirics decrease beneath to the world of wise, weakness and failure, a kind of ideal world attainable only if you people heed a satiric creations for uprightness implied his connotations of individual. Another side, Miller observation that dystopians motivate out of the utopian premises in that they force us the comfort the dystopian element so that we can work through them and being again. Another side, dead man observation that nothing has changed. Our 18th century is itself a call for a new beginning that would guarantee a promising future. The past is gone, the present is here, but the future is yet come. By painting a dystopian past and present and forecasting a gloomy future, Soyinka warns that the mistake of the past and the present should be avoided a better future. Another side, representation of the African past in a dance of the forest. So in this way, Soyinka In this, Soyinka early mentioned that in a quote, this is a because of this is so because in a work that a quest for a utopian future that past must be uh, reconstructed in a such a way that a living seek re-sculpture the past in the future. But is NOQ observation Soyinka in this play dramatized man's proactivity to the selectivity, edit his past turn and blind eyes. So front and welt his ignored past and choose the highlighted of a icon days instead. And another side, the Soyinka posted with his poetic rumination is that there nothing glorious in Africa, past nothing epic about the present. The actor of the court of Mata Kharibu is the past character life in the 18th century. Earlier, he is repeated by the recreated self under different constituency in the present world. Adnebi is a pioneer except 1800 years ago was the court of historian to Mata Kharibu. And he argued that the war is the only constituency that the past arcs afford us, thereby validating the death of many soldiers in a senseless war. That is encouraged, and the present he is occupied a council octor responsible for the death of the 65 passenger. Only the lorry he had license to carry passenger beyond it capacity. Another major character is Rola and Madame Tortoise, who is previous world was a war and Mata Kharibu's wife responsible for the death of dead man and dead woman. This is my work citation. Thank you.
Janvi, as you mentioned, this play has dystopian setting. So, is there any similar work related to this play or story or myth you can find?
Yes, in this play, the beginning with a festival in the forest and recall the past character uh, with the misbehavior and injustice myth in use. Spirit myth in use.
Uh, one more question to you like this. Can implications or we can say this indirect references to the political system or the future of the nation after independence. So given by the playwright, that is Wole Soyinka, in the play he considers his escapism from direct fall of criticism. So in a sense I want to say like he's not directly referring to the political things, but he seems to refer. We cannot even say that he referred, but he seems to. So can you say that there is a kind of escapism in that?
in in this play, Wole Soyinka used the before independence of the Nigerian people and the after independence of the Nigerian and the colonist people and the uh, and the colonizer people to behave in the independence, uh, but I'm not to confirm.